Hello, I'm visiting Siem Reap to see the Cambodia's world-famous Angkor Wat and other ancient temples, taste its authentic Cambodian barbecue, learning about its guard history, biking around to taking all the local sight and sound, not to forget bargain shopping and experiencing its culture. All done safely, inexpensively, and easily. Anything I can do, you can do. According to oral history, during the reign of King An Chang in the 1500s, he named the city Siem Reap, meaning the defeat of Siam, the former name for Thailand. Today, it's home to a population of 250,000 and the site of Cambodia's most famous tourist attraction, the Angkor Wat Temple. There are many options of getting into Siem Reap. Bus is the least expensive option are available from the capital Phnom Penh and other Cambodian cities. Buses are also available from Thailand, Laos, and Vietnam. But beware of visa scam. You can get a visa on arrival for a flat price with no processing fees. Do not pay any official processing fees or tips as it encourages corruption. Given the time constraint, I flew in and took an official flat rate airport ride to downtown.
On altitude right now. And it costs $5 and that will get you directly to your hotel.
As of 2016, the flat rate are $7 for taxi, $5 for tuk-tuk motorbike, and $2 on the back of a motorcycle. However, most hotels will offer complimentary pickup if arranged in advance. I recommend you stay close to Pub Street, the home to the local market, night market, and many foreign and local pubs and restaurants. I'd like to especially thank my host here, the Norwegian owner Katrine of the Babel Guest House, for accommodating me during the filming of this episode. The best of all, graphics is included in all your stays.
You stay here.
We'll start our journey by visiting on foot to the Pub Street. The center of Siem Reap's nightlife comprises of lively bars, cocktail lounges, and restaurants catered to foreigners. This includes the budget travelers such as $1 or less beer and cocktails during the happy hours, and many open late until 4 in the morning. But let's fuel up first. The price for most street food and dessert stalls costs around $2 or less, and $1 for drinks such as fresh juice and smoothies.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye. So this is my first street food experience here in Siem Reap. This is what I got is stir-fried noodles with beef, and that is $2. It's sweet and spicy. Not too bad.
Not far away is the old market with Pasar Chaz, geared towards both locals and foreigners.
So this is actually one of the two markets here in Siem Reap. And normally this one is a local market, closed around 6 o'clock, but because tonight's Saturday, it closed a little bit later. So the best option for us is check out the night market across the street.
Established in 2012, the Siem night markets consist of 240 souvenir shops designed in a smoothly laid out hut, built from a natural material and designed beautifully in a Khmer style. This is where you find traditional Cambodian handmade handicraft, such as clothing, silk, paintings, photography, jewelries, wool, and stone carvings.
So here is the second market, the night market. And just keep in mind one thing though. When you pay in US dollars, they give you back change in local currency, which is the real. And the exchange rate is pretty much fixed. So have your calculator ready and make sure they give you back the right change, because $1 gets you a ride anywhere on the tuk-tuk pretty much in this city. Now, another thing is just remember there's no price on anything, so you just have to do a good job of bargaining. Another reason to bargain, seriously. One of the interesting things you can see behind me is actually there's something called the fish massage, where you put your feet in and the fish will actually bites off those dead skins. Alright, $2 for half an hour, but you can get it for cheaper if you bargain. So make sure you bargain really hard.
Siem Reap is easily accessible by foot throughout the downtown core. If you want to venture far to visit the nearby temples and museums, you can also rent a bicycle for only $2 a day. Taxi to anywhere in the city on the back of a motorcycle or tuk-tuk costs only $1. However, to visit Angkor Wat and other temples inside Angkor Archaeological Park, especially for a sunrise, I recommend you book a tuk-tuk as dawn is dark, and you can easily get lost and ending up in a long ticket queues. By the way, be sure to bring a flashlight. The Angkor Wat with the capital temple is the largest religious monument in the world, with a site measuring 162.6 hectares. Originally constructed as a Hindu temple of the god Vishnu for the Khmer Empire, gradually it transformed into a Buddhist temple towards the end of the 12th century. As the best preserved temple at the site, it's the only one to remain a significant religious center since its foundation. The temple is based on the classical style Khmer architecture. It's become the symbol of Cambodia, appearing on its national flags and currencies.
When I was a little boy, I played SOCOM, the US Navy SEAL, and one of the levels is I have to come to this exact temple and eliminate Khmer Rouge. And it's also my dream as a child to come here in person. And today I am here.
Angkor Wat is famous for its extensive decoration, with the inner wall bearing a series of large-scale scenes mainly depicting episodes from the Hindu epics. The admission ticket includes access to all the temples and other sites within the Angkor Archaeological Park. We are going next to another well-known temple.
So this is actually the Bygone Temple, another one of the very important sites here in Siem Reap.
Built in the late 12th or early 13th century as official state temple of the Manahana Buddhist King Javaman VII, the Bygone's most distinctive feature is a multitude of serene and smiling stone faces on many of the towers.
I'm most impressed by all these temples is the stone masonry. They are so precise.
The inner gallery is right above the ground level and has double corner with a canvas decorated with the scenes from Hindu mythology. One level higher is the upper terrace, the home to a famous face tower of Bygone, each of which sports 2, 3, or most commonly 4 gigantic smiling faces. The number of faces is approximately 200, but since there are some only partially preserved, there can be no definite count. The last temple we'll visit is the Prawn Temple, built in Bygone style largely in late 12th and the early 13th centuries. However, the temple was abandoned and neglected during the 15th century.
Now, before having temple fatigue, you have to check out this one. This is the same temple that Angelina Jolie actually shot the Tomb Raiders in, and it's pretty interesting. As with all other temples, well, you can't really tell what's the difference, but you pay for it. You should really enjoy it.
The tree growing out of the ruins is perhaps the most distinctive feature. The two species predominantly are the larger is the silk cotton tree. The size is incredible and the endless root coil more like a reptile than a plant. Despite my belief in supporting the local economy, I urge all of you not to ride any animal that appear mistreated. This is a part of responsible tourism and we should not tolerate any animal cruelty. I like to re-emphasize from my previous episodes that I do not support giving money to children or buying from them. Doing so will only encourage them not to attend school and robbing them of a potential future for a short-term monetary gain. However, I do support giving donations to many music bands consisting of physically disabled or blind members who are victims of landmines. Don't spend more than half a day visiting temples, as there's many interesting attractions waiting for you to explore. This is exactly why I'm going to visit the Loyal Garden, also a short walk from the pub street.
This is actually the Loyal Gardens right now, and there's really not much to see here at this moment, but they are proposing to build a loyal residence here, so it'll be interesting in a few years to see what's happening.
Right next to the garden is Chek and Angkor Shrine. It contains a statue of two sisters thought to be the Angkorian princesses that have been hidden from the eyes of invaders and treasure hunters by the successive generation of monks. Finally, in 1990, the statue had been moved to the current shrine. The legend of two sisters, which are said to bring good luck when worship. Each day that worshippers offer sister with flowers and wash hands and feet of the statues with small bowl of blessed water, especially Chek, the taller, more slender of two statues, whose outreach palm display a Sanskrit protection symbol. Also, just a few minutes away is a home to the Angkor National Museum, dedicated to a collection, preservation, and presentation of Angkorian artifacts, including educating the arts and culture of Khmer civilization. However, the admission is $12, which we felt is excessive in our opinion, and camera is not allowed. Along the way to our next destination, we passed by the Angkor Shopping Centre. This is where you can find various handcrafted gemstones and jewelries. For those of you who want to learn about Cambodian culture, the Cambodian Cultural Village is definitely a must-see. The theme park covers 210,000 square meters with 11 villages presenting miniature versions of important historical buildings, structures, together with local customs. However, it's $12 and I decided to pass on and visit the next attraction right across the street.
So I'm over at the War Museum here in Siem Reap, and it's normally I don't go to museums, but I haven't been to any in a long time, so I just might as well check out. It's only $5, and I'm already seeing like airplanes and stuff on this side, so what the heck, let's just get going.
The War Museum covers the last 3 decades of the 20th century during the Khmer Rouge Reign of Terror. Opened in 2001 on a 2-hectare land, the collection on display was gathered from the province in which the most savage fighting of the Cambodian Civil War took place, and is mostly made up of a mix of Chinese, American, and Soviet hardwares.
Actually, never seen so many weapons and tanks and machine guns, and I guess this is the legacy of Cambodia's bloody civil war. It's a little bit eerie actually being here, but I think it's important to learn about the country's history to know why people are the way they are.
There are 2 aircraft on display, including a Chinese-made Shenyang F-6 fighter used by the Khmer Rouge between 1975 to 1979 and participated in ground attacks during the Cambodia-Vietnam border clashes. Another aircraft on display is a Soviet-produced MiL Mi-8 medium twin-turbine helicopter. The museum also displays smaller weapons such as machine guns, RPG or rocket-propelled grenades, and uniforms.
Pull one of these up. Well, it's not every single day you get to have a rocket-propelled grenades.
It also dedicates a large showcase to the horrors of landmines and to the victims, as it is a major problem in present-day Cambodia, especially in the rural areas.
And, Cambodia has one of the most concentrated landmine countries in the world, and most of the landmines actually not planted by themselves, and the rest, by the foreign powers, and just not much interest actually wanting to clean up the mess they leave behind.
After a long day, there's an off-beaten-path attraction suitable for relaxing out. The town of Chorm, we're referring as Floating Village, just 15 kilometers south of Siem Reap. Located in the banks of Great Lake of Tonle Sap, the largest freshwater in Southeast Asia, and 90% of its population earning a living by fishing and farming. Oh yeah, don't forget to support the local economy by trying out their tasty, inexpensive food. However, if you're still hungry, don't worry, you can try the authentic all-you-can-eat Cambodian Khmer-style barbecue, or Kanam Pling, translated to Fire Mountain.
A bunch of meat here, seafood, you pick your own, and then you go back and just kind of put it in the pot and grill it yourself. Let's try this out. That's my selection for now. Don't want to overeat, right? Now, this is excellent. Let me tell you normally how you do it. That's fat. Put this over, and then you put the meat on top. That's how the Cambodian barbecue is supposed to be done.
Of course, no meal will be complete without a local dessert. Next morning, I returned to the airport the same way on a tutu. The cost for this 20 minutes ride is $5, and you can arrange it through your hostel. With that being said, I hope you enjoy your stay and find this guide useful. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.